Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anime Church. The church
Hiya,
where
folks.
Okay. The church where you can cosplay and we won't judge you for it. I am Rishi Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus!
And I am Fenrir Sauron, your patron saint of snackos and alcohol.
Back from hiatus.
It's a very, very busy 2 weeks.
I see. All right. We've got quite a bit of general... Well, we've got a small amount of general news, but a lot of gaming news to talk about. And, we even threw in some anime-related news. Just a little bit of that. We're going to go ahead and get started, diving right in. Obviously, we had to talk about this. It started at the beginning of the week. We were like, oh, crap. We got a lot of general news. The live-action Lilo and Stitch trailer came out. And... God damn, it looks good. It looks good.
So fucking good.
It looks so fucking good. I'm glad it's the same voice for Stitch and everything. Also, the little girl that they have playing Lilo, I think she's adorable. I think this was good casting. And I'm glad they went kind of native with it because they're that's how it was supposed to be. So, yeah. This looks like a very good adaptation. There were some small things that are different, but I think they're good choices as far as the smaller things that were different. Instead of putting on some ridiculous cartoony disguises, they actually have like technology disguises to make them look human, which would make sense for a more advanced alien society, I guess. With considering all the,
but I still wanted to see how they would have pulled off the cartoony disguises.
I
just want to hear like that kind of crappy Russian voice for the doctor.
Yeah, rest in peace, David Ogden Stiers. Otherwise, I think it would have been great if they got him to reprise the role.
It would have been great. But yeah, this looked really, really fun. I'm so here for it. We got the Ohana line interrupted by a freezer door.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course,
no one gets left.
oh man!
And we got the most iconic person of all, Snow Cone guy.
Yep. I'm glad they kept that in too.
We also got Stitch drinking from a lava lamp. There were some people saying that the only part that looked weird was when they were surfing and just having Stitch on the surfboard looked wrong. And I'm like, I don't see it, but that's, to each their own.
Yeah.
Also, Snow Cone guy. There he is. I think it was ice cream in the show, though. Right?
It was. In
okay.
the movie, it was.
It was...
In the animated.
It was nondescript. It was nondescript. It was just on a cone. It was nondescript. Like literally, you couldn't tell one way or another. It was just a colored ball.
It was ice cream.
I remember seeing vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
I just got to rewatch the movie, I guess.
I guess. I mean, hey, that's a good enough reason. Let's rewatch the movie.
Absolutely.
We don't really need a reason to
do
rewatch the movie. Let's just rewatch the movie. Why not?
I just want to rewatch the movie. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. You know what, Moon? You know what? Next Wednesday, instead of watching anime, watch Lilo and Stitch.
No.
Yes.
No. All right, Fenris, first off, you shut your whore mouth. He's on Haikyuu right now. No. Bad. Secondly, there's way too much Haikyuu that he's going to get through. So,
you're correct.
No.
So that is exactly why I'm going to take a break and just watch Lilo and Stitch.
I'm going to change the password on Twitch. You're never coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a loss for me.
I know. You didn't want to watch it to begin with. Bet you didn't even like it.
I never said I disliked it.
Yeah, I know, because I was there for it. Anyway. Of course, it also begs the question, are you even going to remember it by Wednesday?
Yes. It was funny.
Oh, okay. Well, too bad. All right. I got to come down there with a big rubber mallet.
For what?
To erase your memory.
Erase what?
Exactly.
What memory are you trying to erase? You want to erase Haikyuu from my memory? What?
Sure, you can rewatch the first 6 episodes.
Eh.
They were good.
Probably won't, because I'll look at the Crunchyroll thing and it's like, you're on episode 7. I must be on episode 7.
Just get the entire chat to gaslight you. No, you're not.
They could try, but I'm going to sit there and be like, well, I'm just going to go off Crunchyroll, okay? Thanks, guys.
All right. But overall...
And we purposely had your sister screw with your Crunchyroll to make it seem like you're further than you are.
She does have the ability to do that, so...
All right. On to the next trailer. We had the official trailer for Last of Us Part 2. I've already heard some things in panels that they talked about that they are rearranging some of the story. Not changing it so much as just rearranging it. So we're actually going to... Things that happen towards the end of the game, we're going to actually see towards the beginning, because they're like, it doesn't work for TV formatting. I'm like, my guy, it didn't work for the game either.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, they're going to make the story make sense.
Well, apparently we're going to get more Abby stuff to learn about who Abby is and what her motivations are and why she's doing the thing that she does before she does it.
Yeah.
Which is something we could have used, I don't know, maybe linear, storytelling, more.
Like, it would have been intriguing if The Last of Us Part 2 started with that instead of going back to Ellie and Joel until, Joel.
No, I mean, they do start off with Abby. It's just that's the only time you really get Abby. Yeah, they get Abby's perspective on the day, the whole hospital thing at the end of The Last of Us Part 1. That's where the game actually starts. So you do kind of understand the motivation, but like you don't see how much it tears her up and eats at her and ends up causing her to do what she does. Because there is a progression of time where there are certain things that are happening, like as they are growing into who they are by the present, right? And I mean, I think it was a good story. I just don't think it was told in the proper fashion. I think we should have started from the first point that we initially start in the game, which is the day of the hospital. And then we just move forward in time, going back and forth between the two characters. We get to experience Abby, we get to experience Ellie, until all of that comes crashing together into a head. And we're going back and forth. Here's what was happening while, like, you have to play this mission as Ellie and do all this stuff. Well, now you cut to Abby's perspective and see what's happening. Like, if we'd done it in a more... I guess the word linear is the only thing I can think of right now. But basically, if we'd followed the actual events as they happened, I think it would have been a much more interesting story. But,
a lot more gripping story and a lot easier to follow.
To be fair, it wasn't a bad story. It was a really, really dark and gritty look at what hate can do to a person.
And most importantly, the voice actors would not have received death threats over their characters.
Again, there was no reason for Laura Bailey to get a death threat, nor was there a reason to threaten the life of her son, Ronan. Had nothing... Like, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway.
I hope very many tragedies befall the people who
that
sent
individual.
those.
Yeah. But this is looking really
Travis,
good.
I'm afraid certain Travis just waiting to run into them.
Also, can we? I just need to go back and look at that real quick. Dude, that is Tommy using a flamethrower on a bloater. I am here for that. Also, I just went back and
suck.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Oh,
also,
how much
instant
they suck.
kill bosses suck.
Oh,
instant kill anything sucks. I understand it's more realistic, but it's just like
my guy. Now that you have a proper perspective, I want you to go back and watch the very end of episode 5 of The Last of Us, even if it's just somebody's reaction. to when the bloater comes out, because now you understand. You have a much richer and deeper understanding of how fucking terrifying that is, and like how accurately they have that looking in the show. It's like, oh my god.
I mean, yeah,
And
it,
while
it
watching,
looked very
I was
accurate.
like,
It was awesome,
fuck
but for
that.
me,
To be
like,
fair,
it didn't
bloaters
carry
are
as
crazy.
much fear. It didn't carry as much fear as you made it sound like it would. Both the bloaters and the clickers. Clickers are still a bit more scary
no,
because it's
clickers
like,
are
oh
way more
shit, one
terrifying.
sound. But
Clickers
still,
are
it's
way
like
more terrifying.
it was more annoying to me than scary.
Oh, now that we're talking about The Last of Us 2, that brings up another thing. I doubt it'll be in the first season. It's probably going to be in the next one. The Rat King.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that.
Yeah. All right. So bloaters are infected that have been around. All right. So runners are usually 1 to 5 years, and then they start turning into clickers. They're clickers at about 10 years. Bloaters at about, 15 to 20? And then 20
Roughly,
to
yeah.
25. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yeah. But yeah.
If it doesn't turn them into just bodies stuck in the shrooms and creating spores.
Also true. Yeah. If they just don't become decoration. But yeah. Yeah, the Rat King. That's gonna be. I can't wait to see that. That was probably the most terrifying thing in all of. But to be fair, let's be honest. When it comes to The Last of Us, people are the real monsters.
Oh, always.
Oh yeah, like 100%. And we haven't even gotten.
It's
to the
terrible
really-
what the infected will do to people. It's horrendous what
it's
other
horrifying.
people will do to
Yeah,
you.
and that reminds me, he's about to get into Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
So he's
I am.
starting up the Pittsburgh area and all that stuff.
Last place I left off was right when we had to crash the truck and shoot a bunch of people.
Okay, so you just finished killing off the people that were responsible for the truck
Every
crash.
last one of them.
Yeah.
Also,
that's about
like,
right.
I was experiencing the whole Bill thing, and I'm sitting there like, the show did it so much better.
Oh yeah.
It really did.
They really did. I mean, I can't sit here and say that I don't miss some of the humor with Bill and Ellie. Like that was so fucking
Fair
funny.
enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It
that was
like,
absolutely funny.
better stay right on my ass. Can't miss it.
What did I say? Don't touch anything.
I'm just fixing your stupid pile. I love that. No, fuck you. You handcuffed me. I'm like, I fucking love that just for how Ellie was behaving, dude.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so good.
absolutely.
Like Ellie's humor with the whole Bill thing was just.
And then that made the stolen comics all the better too.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Also,
oh, wow.
we didn't tell
What?
you.
I want to see
we
what all
didn't-
the fuss is
we-
about.
Oh no, that wasn't the stolen. She did steal comics.
No, she stole both.
Oh yeah, I know. But that's also a thing that we didn't tell you about. There are comics in every level that you can collect that are collectibles, and there's an achievement for it.
Well, pooh.
Yeah.
That just means I'll have to replay it sometime, and
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
And I'm okay. Yeah, absolutely okay with that.
I wonder if there are mods for it.
It's PC, of course.
It's
there's
PC.
mods.
Yeah, there's gonna be mods. Dude,
Of
there could be
course.
mods that would make it way more terrifying.
Oh,
True.
there are mods.
I would
that
like
make it
that
more
actually because
terrifying.
like I really want it to be scary. Cause like for
You want
me
it
it
to
would
be scary?
yeah, I do. I really want it to scare the shit out of me because that's like I understand the premise of it and everything is already extremely terrifying and I understand why,
problem-
but
the
I want to
problem is
feel that
from-
fear.
The problem is that you've watched the show, so you kind of know what's coming.
I guess.
And The Last of Us isn't a survival game that actually makes you feel terror, really. You're going to feel trepidation and your nerves are going to be frayed when you're dealing with clickers because they are some tough bitches. Also, I remember hearing over and over you replaying this one section over and over in the one of the rooms in the building that has clickers and runners, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly."
That
what
wasn't
party's
me.
at.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
wasn't
I
me
know
being afraid though. That was just me getting annoyed at it
Oh
because
no,
like
no. Hey, no. Trust me, I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. I have played this game on PS3, PS4, and PC. Trust me, that room is always a pain in the ass. Always.
Because it's 2 clickers and then a shit ton of runners, and you just
Oh yeah,
any one sound
guy.
is all right. I'm dead.
my guy. Just be happy. Just be happy with the fact that it's just clickers and runners right now.
Yeah.
There will be a time where you have to face everything in one tight little area, and it's not going to be fun.
God.
Yeah,
No,
It's
it's
bad
not.
enough
clickers,
going
runners,
against the bloater in the
clickers,
gymnasium.
runners, and a bloater.
Especially because the 2 runners came in just to annoy the piss out of you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you ignore them for too long, you're just going to die.
Also, I'm going to turn right around here and say that for as much shit as everybody gave to The Last of Us Part 2, it was a substantial step up in terms of gameplay and stealth mechanics from Part 1 to Part 2. I mean, there is a 7-year difference between the games, but yeah, the gameplay, fucking fantastic. And the AI for things that are searching for you, way more fantastic too, because the enemies aren't stupid.
Yeah.
What
some of them
difficulty
are.
were you on? What difficulty
I
you were
was
by
on
the way?
moderate just in case. Because I
Okay.
didn't want to make it too hard for myself, but I also didn't want it to be too easy for myself. So I just
you're
like
good, you're good.
middle of the road.
Also knowing what weapons to use in which situations helps a lot. Anyway, yeah, this looks really good, and then we have the whole "you swore" moment. So so it looks like we may be following a linear fashion here, and if so, I'm very happy with that. But you guys got a chance to look at the trailer. What do you guys think of it?
I think it looks good. I'm excited to see it. I kind of hope I actually get to play part 2 before I watch the series this time.
Well, if we don't cover it next season, then yeah.
when's
Because
it coming
this
out
comes
again?
up. Hold on, I'll just cut forward real quick in the. So yeah, Last of Us Part 2. It is son of a bitch. April 13th.
April 13th.
I wish I had HBO Max so I could watch it.
Yeah.
I mean,
None of us do. None of us do. None of us have Max.
I used to have it once upon a time.
We used to.
Used to.
Back when we could afford fancy stuff.
Right.
Right.
All right, let's move on to talking about Spider-Man 4. So,
So glad Tobey Maguire's getting another Spider-Man.
Yeah.
that's not what's happening.
I know.
Sadie Sink has been cast in a key role. There is a lot of theory crafting here. It's either Jean Grey, Mary J. Watson, blah, blah, blah. So I'm still picturing her as this kid from Stranger Things that she is. She's about to turn 23. Wow.
It's really hard to remember that.
Yep. A recent rumor claimed that Stranger Things star Sadie Sink might be in talks to play Jean Grey in Marvel Studios' X-Men reboot, and it looks like there was some truth to this report, although it seems she could be set to make her MCU debut as the mutant hero in a completely different movie. Deadline reports that Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures have made their first major casting decision for the fourth Spider-Man. Shut up. Fourth Spider-Man movie. You know what? Why don't you DM a game and we'll see how well that your speech holds up. Especially
Oh, my speech is going to be terrible.
Oh yeah.
But I also fully expect you to make fun of me for it.
Oh yeah, there we go. All right. And Sink will play a significant role. The trades notes that the prevailing theories that she will play Jean, but they have also heard that she could appear as another beloved redhead Spider-Man character. The site is, of course, referring to Mary Jane Watson, but with Zendaya already playing a new take on MJ, how exactly would that work? Well, since Spider-Man 4 is expected to include at least some multiversal elements, Sink could play a variant of Mary Jane from another reality.
Or she could play Gwen.
Though the Doom Part 2 star is set to reprise her role for this fourth outing, Deadline also confirms that Holland's old castmates will have reduced roles while newcomers are added to the ensemble, with Sink being the first major new role. Some pretty wild rumors relating to the film have been doing the rounds over the past couple of months. And if every report is to be believed, Tom Holland's next adventure as the iconic hero would see him join forces with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Wall Crawlers, Venom, Ghost Rider, Black Cat, Daredevil, and the Punisher to face off against Mephisto, Kingpin, Vulture, Null, and an army of symbiotes. That would be something. I don't think they're going to pull that off, but I'd be for it. There hasn't been any talk of any X-Men characters being involved, but if Sync really is playing Jean Grey, it would obviously have major implications for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, most pertinently Avengers Secret Wars in 2027.
Actually,
so-
yeah, she could also play Black Cat.
Yeah, she could. I find it hilarious that people are like, oh, she's going to be Jean Grey. And I'm like, in a Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, what world does that make sense? Unless it's like literally a bit part at the end when they're teasing another movie.
Like, I understand using Iron Man and Doctor Strange. That makes sense.
Mhm.
But and I know that Spider-Man has worked with mutants, but if we're just going to throw mutants showing up in the MCU, like out the rip and Spider-Man, I'm like, okay.
You know what? They could do a really far callback and have it have her play the fire chick from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
I don't remember what her
It
name
was a really old show. Came on Boomerang every so
no,
often.
No, I'm aware of the show. I just don't know. I can't.
Yeah, I don't remember her
what
name
the-
either.
What the
me a
name of the
sec.
character was.
Uh,
Okay. So we're gonna head over to the gaming block in just a second. Okay, there we go. And bam. Okay, making sure that things. Oh, I forgot to change a thing. I mean, at least we're talking about stuff.
Firestar.
Firestar. That's her name, huh?
Yep, which is very funny. Who came first, her or Starfire?
There's an innuendo there that I'm just gonna leave alone.
I guess you'll leave it in the end, though.
No.
I don't care how much I disappoint you. It fuels me.
It's not disappointing. It's just not funny.
I don't care.
Okay.
Speaking of letdowns,
Speaking of letdowns, is that your transition into Power Wash Simulator 2?
oh, I had Silent Hill pulled up.
No.
No.
Power Wash Simulator 2 is up before. Also, okay,
I
we'll
don't
get into
pull up
that
the
when
YouTube.
Silent Hill is there.
I didn't pull up the YouTube videos on my tabs.
Okay, so here we are. We
Which
got an
month was it?
official announcement for Power Wash Simulator 2.
Hopefully the co-op is more stable than one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The online co-op, at least. I don't know why it's all the gnomes, but okay.
Oh, do you not know the lore?
No.
Yeah, there's some really interesting lore. So it's like something between the mayor's cats and these gnomes. They are trying to warn people about it's like a volcano or something is going off, and that's why everything's getting so dirty sporadically. Aside from the mayor's mansion, which that was just obviously vandalized by people because they were pissed off because the mayor's terrible.
Because the mayor sucks.
Exactly. The mayor's like trying to cover it all up and be like, no, it's nothing, even though there's something that could literally bring danger to the entire town. So,
And that's why in every map you come across a gnome.
yep, there's a gnome in every map and there are cat paw prints in every map.
Mm.
And there's also a reason why the gnome you get an achievement for when the gnome goes to space.
Yep.
Because
I
the
guess-
creators literally sent a gnome to space.
They did.
I guess I haven't made it that far. I'm just cleaning stuff.
Oh,
like,
this
"Yeah,
is
the
stuff you
lore," and
have
I'm
to.
like-
Exactly. This is stuff you have to like notice in the background and you
Mm.
kind of pick up from reading the messages
Dude,
that
I'm
you
just,
get sent as you play every map.
I'm just randomly cleaning shit. I'm like,
That's
what? Why
That's
does
how
this
the
need
game was
lore?
made too.
Why
yeah.
does this need lore? I'm just
Why
here to
not?
chill out, listen to music, and clean. Like,
Exactly.
I just
So
want to
do that.
relax and turn my brain off. I don't want to have to turn my brain back on to discover
Again,
hidden
that
lore.
is literally also how they made the lore, because it's just stuff that's happening and
Mhm.
you're just cleaning. That's literally it. That's the best part about it. You don't have to know anything about the lore. It has nothing really to do with anything you are actively doing aside from the fact that it keeps you in business. That's it.
You're
I
making a shit ton of money because somebody's trying to screw everybody else over.
I ignore
literally
all of the text messages just outright. I just ignore
And
everything.
that's
and I'm like,
okay.
cool. Like I'm
It's-
just here.
and-
I'm just here to spray and pray, man.
Way to be the perfect background NPC.
Yeah. It's like that's what Power Wash Simulator is to me. It's just
Uh-huh.
do you want to be a background NPC just washing stuff? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's what
It's
you're
like,
doing.
dude.
And it's
You know
great.
what? And you know what? It is the most zen time I have ever had in a video game.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
I just feel like I'm washing my troubles away. Anyway,
Yes.
that being said, okay, we're gonna move on to Silent Hill. Apparently, some people have opinions.
Just the last 10 years of Silent Hill stuff, aside from Revelations, have been let down to me.
And this is not doing it for you?
No, Silent Hill F it looks better than the previous games. Still, I don't have much hope
Silent
for it.
Hill mushrooms. That's
Yeah.
what I remember. There was lots of mushrooms. And this one takes
Yeah.
place specifically in Japan.
In the 1960s, I think.
Oh, in the 1960s. Okay. That explains the
Yes.
outfits.
So, Konami revealed a new trailer for Silent Hill F, its all-new game in the Silent Hill horror game franchise, on Friday. The trailer highlights the game's protagonist, Hinako, and reveals that the game will run on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Konami did not reveal a release date for the game. Konami describes the game: in 1960s Japan, Shimizu Hinako's secluded town of Ebisugaoka is consumed by a sudden fog, transforming her home into a haunting nightmare. As the town falls silent and the fog thickens, Hinako must navigate the twisted paths of Ebisugaoka. I know I'm butchering that fucking
Who
name.
cares? Just keep
Solving complex puzzles and confronting grotesque monsters to survive. Immerse yourself into Hinako's world imagined by renowned author Ryukishi 7, with entrancing music, including pieces by Akira Yamaoka, and beautiful visuals in a gripping tale of doubt, regret, and inescapable choices. Will Hinako embrace the beauty hidden within terror or succumb to the madness that lies ahead? Discover a new chapter in the Silent Hill series, blending psychological horror with a haunting Japanese setting. Ryukishi 7 from Higurashi is writing the story, and Kara is the creature and character designer.
Yeah.
Motoi Okamoto is the producer, and Neo Boards Entertainment from Resident Evil Reverse is developing the game.
I'm
Team.
sorry, but like this whole trailer to me, like I'm sure it looks interesting for a lot of people, but to me this just proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that Silent Hill fucked up when they parted with Kojima.
Konami did.
Oh, Konami did. Sorry. Well, Silent Hill, Konami, whatever. When they parted ways with Kojima and did not let him do that Silent Hill, like
the Silent Hills
PT
with Norman
alone,
Reedus and
just
PT,
the PT
yeah.
alone looks better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus. Like, to be fair, most of us knew Kojima from his Metal Gear work. We did not know he could do horror so well.
Yeah. The man is a fucking gaming genius.
I wouldn't go that
certain
far.
things. I said certain things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't go that far. The walking simulator known as Death Stranding wasn't all that entertaining. But
what are you talking about? I loved UPS Simulator 2088.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah,
Sarcasm.
I just don't. It looks all right. It looks all right. I'm just not as
It-
intrigued with this as I am. Like, I haven't played the Silent Hill 2 remake yet, and I want to do that. That's the thing we should do. We should have Moon play the Silent Hill 2 remake.
I would do it.
Yeah.
there would be so much screaming.
Yes, there would, and
Right.
I'd probably enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
But also, like, it will be kind of funny because, my real name, my first name, James. So
Yeah, so you're literally playing the character.
playing as myself, I may as well be. Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we got some Power World news, and it's good for once because it's not
Yay!
Nintendo related. Power World's games crossplay update slated for late March. Pocket Pair announced on Wednesday that its Power World game will have an update in late March to enable cross-platform play. The update will allow players from different platforms to be able to connect with and play with. Pardon me. Wow, really? That's the perfect time for that to have happened. Yeah, sure. And play with each other. And it will also enable the world transfer for pals. Okay, that part's cool. Yeah. So you can transfer your pals from, I guess, different consoles and stuff like that, or PC.
Actually, with it being called World Transfer, it could also just be like, you have pals you caught on your own world, and then you could also bring them over to multiplayer worlds,
Oh,
hopefully.
yeah, that's true. You could do that. To celebrate the update, Power World is 25% off on the PS Store and Steam. All right. So, yeah, we've got the crossplay update coming out. I'm looking forward to this. I really, really am.
Yeah.
That looks like anything positive happening towards Pocket Pair, I'm all for it.
Mhm.
Any other thoughts on this before we move on to Dune Awakening?
Yeah.
I'm very happy Pocket Pair is actually not even bothering to care too much about that lawsuit.
About Nintendo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, Dune Awakening had Explore Arrakis trailer, and I realized we missed the final preview thing. You don't have to watch all of it, but here's the cliff notes for the final preview that really stuck out. This is an AU. This is an alternate universe. So, in this version, Jessica, instead of giving birth to a boy, gave birth to a daughter. And so you were playing as the daughter of Jessica and Leto. And apparently the Fremen have been wiped out. And now you are different factions fighting for control over Arrakis. Different families, different houses are fighting for control of Arrakis. And that's
makes
where we're
sense.
at on this. Yeah. And so, but they did consult with the Herbert estate, and they did consult with several individuals, including Denis Villeneuve, to make it seem similar in visual to the movie and things like that. Also, apparently, you're just gonna get dropped in the middle of the fucking desert at the beginning with practically nothing to your name. You can die of heat stroke. That's a thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, so you figure out what your character's gonna look like, then you hop in and start getting to it. It's base building and fighting. So I'm like, so it's Dune Rust. Gotcha. So
Yeah.
it's Rust the video game, but set in Dune, which, to be fair, that sounds kind of cool.
Mhm.
You know?
It does.
Yeah, because, man, everything that I've seen of Rust. Also, I miss the probably my favorite Rust player was this Australian who sounded like a cute little girl, but she was like the sickest gremlin in that game. And this cute little Aussie chick, and just like she had like a cartoon icon. I forget her name, but she was running around with like Saikuno and some of them too. And didn't matter if you were friendly or you were an enemy, you could get blown up just equally the same. I can't remember her name right now, but like dang it. I miss those videos. But yeah, this looks interesting. It may be one of those things that I do a wait and see. I've gotten to the point where I don't pre-order games anymore. Uh, with very very rare exceptions. Especially if a pre-order is a bit discounted than having to buy it after it's released, that will be different. But
Yeah.
but yeah, most pre-order stuff I will avoid. And Dune Awakening here. It's a 10-minute video. We weren't going to go through the whole thing, but as you can see, character customization. And then we have the whole put your hand in the box thing. And we just keep on going through more and more things. Scanning for resources, base building, crafting, all those things. So, yeah. That looks to be it. Any thoughts from you guys on Dune Awakening?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm intrigued.
Were you interested before, or does this lower your expectations, raise your expectations?
I have
you're like-
enough survival games to play. I don't
kinda with
need
him
to
on
be
that.
interested
Yeah,
in
all right.
another one.
No, I understand that, but also at the same time, I am thinking, shit, this would be fun to play later because we can fly an ornithopter. The little
Yeah.
dragonfly helicopters. I want to do that. Also, spice being a mechanic in the game. Like, literally, you're not just doing survival stuff. You are plotting against other factions. Oh, and you have Bene Gesserit abilities. So, you can use the voice. Stuff like that. You can freeze NPCs for a short time and attack them.
Mhm.
All sorts of other stuff. And essentially what you're doing is you are not just simply building up a base, you are building up a faction, getting money and setting off and basically trying to claim control of Arrakis for yourself. And apparently this is going to have updates as well. So there will be more factions later. They said that right now there are no right now they don't have it set up for you to ride a sandworm, but it is something that they have planned to release later.
That's fair. That's gonna take
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
holy shit, riding a sandworm. Yeah. When they put that in, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm in. Let's do it. I need to ride a sandworm. All right. Anyway, that's the gaming news as well as our thoughts and opinions. Now on to anime. Moon, why don't you cover the first one?
Yay. High Dive announces plus-sized elf anime's uncensored English dub cast staff premiere. High Dive announced the cast and staff for the uncensored English dub of the anime of whatever, plus-sized elf manga, which will premiere on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The English dub cast members are Kieran Axel as Noai, Shelby Blocker as Elphida, Patrick Marrero as Golem, Caitlin Barr as Gonda, Christy Guidry as Hitome, Juliet Simmons as Honeda, Allison Sumrall as Ino, the shopkeeper woman, Brittany Karbowski as Kobo, Annie
Hey,
Wild as
Rinuru.
Kraken, Elisa Quellar as Kuroda, Kelly Martin as Kusa Hanada, Jad Saxton as
Jade.
Rika.
Jade
Ja-
Saxton.
They're missing an A, or I think they're missing an E.
No, they're not. That's how it's spelled, but it's pronounced.
Okay.
Jade. Yeah.
All right then. Carly Hoch as Meru, Olivia Swayze as Oga, Jocelyn Johnson as Oku, Shelley Colleen Black as Oeda, and Molly Searcy as Satero.
I only know
Andrew
two
Love,
of
Annie
those.
Wild, Caitlin Barr, and Patrick Marrero also provided additional voices.
Mhm.
The English dub staff members are ADR director Andrew Love, engineer Patrick Marrero, script Kaylin Black, and mix Brent Marshall. The anime, and that's more background
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's all background
But
stuff.
yeah.
Plus
I'm
sized elf is
excited.
very horny. That's all we can say.
And like, man,
So
when
the
I first
uncensored
watched it, I
So
was
looking forward
expecting
to
like,
rewatching it.
oh yeah, I was very much expecting it to be like a lot more covered than it was. But boy, they just
No.
show, wow, so
You sound like
much.
you're complaining. You shouldn't be complaining.
I
All
never
right.
said it was complaints.
All right, on to the next one. G Kids screens Princess Mononoke's Mononoke film's 4K restoration in North America on March 26th. I wanted to read this one because this was the first Studio Ghibli film I ever watched. Or I'm sorry,
Hey, me
Ghibli.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, it was Spirited Away.
Mm. I think that was literally the next one out after Mononoke. I think it was Spirited Away. Yeah.
Hmm.
G Kids announced on Tuesday that it is bringing a 4K restoration of Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke film exclusively to IMAX theaters in North America beginning on March 26th to celebrate the studio's 40th anniversary. The film will be available with Japanese audio and English subtitles as well as the English language dub. I am going to go out and say check out the English language dub. It was actually really good. Also,
It was
there's nothing quite like hearing Billy Bob Thornton play like the monk character. It was just so good.
So good.
He was so fucking good, dude. That is when I realized I was like, oh, Billy Bob Thornton is more than just Sling Blade. He's fucking amazing as an actor. Yeah. Studio Ghibli animator Atsushi Okui oversaw the 4K restoration of the film. Okui has been involved in nearly every major Studio Ghibli project since '93 and served as director of digital imaging on The Boy and the Heron. I'm not going to read the summary of the story. If you have not seen it, you need to go see it. Mononoke Hime is just so good. Not to mention, I forget who. I think it was. All right, so I know that the chick that played Juliet in the Leo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet film, she was San, and if memory serves, the wolf mom was voiced by Gillian Anderson, right? Isn't that how you say her name? I think that's her. The Scully from the X-Files. And she kept going on and on about the little forest spirits and how cute they were and how she got like a bunch of keychains. How cute they were, how she has a bunch of keychains and they were like her kid's favorite. And yeah, the thing that I loved about this was like how much the dub cast just fell in love with this project. They loved it so much. And yeah, I just like it's one thing where you're like, oh yeah, they just grabbed a bunch of big names and kicked the voice actors out of a job. But like a lot of these big name actors, this was not their first time doing voiceover work, and you could tell. Claire Danes, that's the name of the Juliet chick that plays Son. Anyway, but yeah, I thought it was very well done, and again, it is my first one, so it's always going to have a special place in my heart. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I want to go see it. Let us know if you're going to go see it. All those things. All right. Moon, I'm going to let you cover the next one.
All right.
Oh,
when is
sorry.
it coming out to IMAX?
26th, March 26th. This month on the 26th. 10 days.
Fuck. I wish it would still be there in June when we go to
all right,
for a
you want to
con
hear
so we
something?
could just all go and watch it.
You want to hear something really sad? You want to hear something really, really sad? Another apparently another really good story coming out of Warner Brothers is flopping.
Which one?
Mickey 17, the one that we talked about,
that's
where
right.
Oh man.
where God, what is the Robert Pattinson is playing a guy that dies and gets cloned and wakes up and yada yada. That one. Apparently, all the people that have seen it have said that it's really good, but like nobody's going and seeing it. So
It'd also just be, the fact very few people can afford stuff like the movies these
Also
days.
true. Also true.
Yeah, I was fixing to say if I could afford it, I would go see it, but
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
all right. Bookwalker Global Service changes ownership on March 31st. The Bookwalker Global Service announced on Monday that the service is changing ownership on March 31st from Bookwalker to M12 Media LLC, formerly J Novel Club. Bookwalker and J Novel Club are both Katakawa Group companies. The announcement clarified that the change in ownership will not impact the current services. Customers will continue to have access to their existing content, account details, and features without disruption. Bookwalker Global stated it plans to introduce new features and improvements as well as campaigns and special offers tailored to English-speaking audiences. In early February, Dwango announced that Bookwalker, Dwango, and Katakawa Connected will all merge, with Dwango becoming the surviving company and Bookwalker and Katakawa Connected being dissolved. The merger will take place on April 1st. Katakawa founded Bookwalker. That's background stuff.
Yeah. So, doesn't sound like anything's really changing all that much for the consumer,
Yeah, thankfully.
which is the good news.
Yes,
But
that's very
considering
good
that
news.
these two are both under Katakawa, it leads one to wonder, why were they separate to begin with? And if it was such a big deal that they be separate, why now we put them together?
Well, honestly,
Um,
it could have been a thing of like it wasn't a big deal that they were separate, but someone didn't think about putting them together, and then they were looking at budgetary stuff and been all like, "Oh shit, we could let's put these together and then we'll save some money."
we'll save some money.
They'll save some money, yeah.
Plus,
But
didn't Sony
here's the-
try to recently acquire Katakawa and some of their
here's,
shares?
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, guys. Whenever a company is subsidizing or doing something to save money, that means people are going to lose jobs.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, necessarily.
Yeah, most of the time that's
Yeah.
what it means.
When one thing gets shuttered, jobs are going to go. Like, it doesn't mean that a lot of them are going to go, but some jobs are going to go. Okay, I'm only talking about this because we just recently put out the one shot. Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World 3 anime gets a sequel. To be fair, if you thought, oh, we're getting a 4th season of Konosuba, that's what I thought. And then I started reading it. Katakawa announced on Friday that it is producing a sequel anime for Konosuba 3. The announcement did not reveal the format of the anime. Screenings of the new Konosuba 3 bonus stage OVA also ended with the announcement. The OVA consists of 2 unaired episodes that started a 2-week theatrical screening run in Japan on Friday. The OVA will head to general retail stores on Blu-ray and DVD on April 25th. This just looks
Background.
like background. Okay. So they're saying it's a sequel to season 3, but they're not confirming it's a 4th season. So, yeah, I don't really know what to think.
The sequel could be a game. It could be a full-length feature film. It could be a new season. It could just be 2 spin-off episodes. We don't know.
I've only watched season 1, guys, so I'm not the authority on Konosuba here. I literally wrote a script. I literally wrote and directed a bridge script where I got yelled at in all caps because I don't understand the source material. To which I just
Which
smiled.
was really stupid.
To which I just smiled and go, yeah, I don't care. Dude, they yell at me like that's going to hurt my feelings. Go back, get rid of the beginning. And I'm just sitting here like, no, I'm going to tell the story that I want. And if you don't like it, that's too damn bad. Oh, man.
We write stuff that we find funny and that we like.
Yeah,
If
if you
others
find it
like
funny.
it,
If
so
you
what?
don't understand the story, that's fine. Just keep your trash opinions to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote the whole thing knowing at the beginning that it was going to be that our Konosuba one shot was going to be a very badly played game of D&D. Well, okay.
Well, I was about to say
depending
it
on
wasn't from the
your-
beginning. I gave you that idea.
No, you did not. No, you did not. Because I've had that idea since the end of Log Horizon Abridged. The whole joke was that Krusty was going to be in charge. He was going to be rolling stuff. And then based on his roles was going to decide how things went. So the D&D aspect was always there.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do remember I did have to help you with
Yeah.
the specifics of like, yeah, it's literally just the players are being terrible and it's fucking him up. That's what it was.
I mean, also depending on your perspective, it's either the best game of D&D or the worst game of D&D. So it's all
It's a
about
standard
perspective.
game of D&D.
Yeah, from the DM's perspective,
Honestly,
it's the
yeah.
worst. From the players, it's just it's pretty fun.
I don't know. From Kazuma's, it might just be that every time he tries to find party members, Will Wheaton touches his dice.
All right, Fenris, you want to take the next one?
The official website for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, A Lonely Dragon Wants to Be Loved anime film announced immersive 4DX and MX4D screenings for the film on Friday. The film will open in 199 theaters in Japan. The 4DX and MX4D screenings will start simultaneously with regular screenings. Pony Canyon's Anime Japan 2025 booth will sell movie ticket cards in advance on March 22nd and 23rd. The cards will feature the film's first key visual, seen at the right, and each one will come with one of 5 randomly distributed mini clear file folders as a bonus. Fans can alternatively buy 5 cards in a complete set with all 5 clear file folders. I want to know where. The website also announced that the television rebroadcast. Good old Nep Nep.
Good old church.
I just bought a new game for that series, and I need to finish it. The website also announced that the television rebroadcast of the anime will begin on April 2nd in Japan. The Kyo Annie YouTube channel will stream the 21 mini Dora short anime episodes for a limited time. The film will debut on June 27th.
Okay.
Shiori's... Okay, that's just... Yeah, I'm just gonna leave there. But yeah, that key visual, dude,
That's adorable.
it looks adorable, but also it's sad.
The Church of Nep Nep thing was a reference to a Dragon Maid abridged short that somebody did. I forget the name of the channel, but like essentially it's when the little girl dragon shows up. I forget her name. But like when she starts talking, she has this deep male voice. And it's hilarious. And she's, oh yeah, you want some of that? Take that and some of that.
Which reminds me,
You're too
I
strong.
started watching.
And then we just hear the human feed me.
Nice.
It was so good.
But I started watching more Spy Family finally, and
Ah.
I got to the dodgeball episode. I died because it's like that. It showed him said
That is
6,
not
and
a
I'm like,
child.
how is that a 6-year-old? And then
That
he
is
spoke.
not a child.
Yes. What?
Yeah.
And my favorite part of that entire episode, Daddy.
Daddy. So funny. All right. You know what? I picked this one. Okay, 2 things real quick. First and foremost, Fenris, of course you would come back when we have no fucking Gundam news.
Right?
For 2 weeks we've been getting a bunch of Gundam stuff and now there's nothing. It's like, yeah, when he's back the Gundam news goes away. And secondly,
There's a lot of stuff to do. What
and
can
secondly,
I say?
no. And secondly, Moon, this one's yours.
Okay.
And so is the next one.
High Dive Streams Rock is a ladies' modesty anime. High Dive announced on Thursday that it has licensed the television anime of Hiroshi Fukuda's Rock is a Ladies' Modesty manga and will stream it for the spring 2025 season. The anime will premiere on April 3rd on TBS and 27 of its affiliate channels on Thursday at 11:56 Japanese Standard Time. The anime stars Akira Sekine as Lilisa Suzunomiya,
Miyuri Shimabukuro as Otoha Kurogane, Ayaka Fukuhara as Tina Isemi, and Natsumi Fujiwara as Tamaki Shiraya.
Okay.
Hui.
Yeah, that's a lot of background there.
Yeah.
I just figured with how much you enjoyed Bochi,
Bochi the Rock. Yeah,
maybe
fucking
you
loved it.
would like this. But
This
this
does
also
seem
seems
interesting.
this seems almost kind of like the opposite of it. Like they're hardcore for it, but it's also like they're
I
all
think
in
what it
dresses
is.
rocking out. Like,
Yeah.
I get the feeling of Agretsuko from this.
I do get the whole rebelling against the system vibe with this because they're all prim and pretty and proper and everything, but then it looks like they're just rocking out hard.
And also apparently a brief little image of bondage.
Okay.
Yes.
So blink if
Okay.
you miss it. Blink and you miss it, but it's there. And it's like,
I-
well then.
I did not watch the trailers, so I just saw this and I was like, it seems like something Moon would enjoy talking about.
I mean, I do
Yeah.
like bondage. I mean, rock.
You like bonding to rocks?
Yes.
Have you hugged a mountain lately?
Have you?
They call them mountain climbers. They're just rock huggers. They're just hugging rocks. You know? And
Yeah,
what's
everyone
really
needs something
funny
to
is the
hug.
people that hug rocks make fun of the people that hug trees.
Usually.
So weird. It's you're just nature lovers. Just stop. Can we all just get along?
Okay.
My people. All right. On to the next one, which I figure you have an
Ooh,
investment
yes.
in this one.
I'm very excited. Call of the Night Season 2's new teaser announces new cast member July debut. The
July
website for the
debut, I
television
think, was the
anime.
important part.
Yeah, the website for the television anime of Kotoyama's Call of the Night manga debuted a new teaser promotional video and key visual for the second anime season on Friday. The teaser announces a new cast member and the July premiere for the anime. Yay! Question is she a vampire or not? Rina Sato plays Kiku Hoshimi, a seductive woman with whom Ko's friend Mahiru falls in love. The new season will premiere in July in the Noitamina programming block on Fuji TV and is affiliated channels throughout Japan, and it will run on Fridays at 11:30 p.m. Japanese time. The first season will rebroadcast starting on April 11th at uh, time shenanigans. Just it's coming in July. On Fuji TV, and it will also rerun on Hokkaido Cultural Broadcasting Company Limited and Kochi Sansan Broadcasting Incorporated. The Fuji TV Anime Lineup Press Conference 2024 event on Monday revealed that it will get a second season and revealed the new season's teaser visual and video. The anime second season will air and on other channels. Sheesh. Yeah.
There we are.
So that's gonna be fun. I really hope the music is just more creepy nuts. The anime wouldn't even exist without creepy nuts.
Okay.
I would say the main female lead looks so good with her hair down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she does. She really does. Although hair up or down, she looks wonderful.
All right, Fenris, you have the last two.
All right. Square Enix announced on Friday that storyteller Nikako and illustrator Naji Yanagita's reincarnated as a dragon hatchling light novel series is getting a television anime adaptation. The anime will star a character named whatever.
Lucia?
Shunichi Toki. What was it?
Oh, character
I was-
romanizations. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
characters, whatever. I don't need to read that part. Shunichi Toki as Elucia,
Mhm.
Ami Koshimizu as Divine Voice, and Miku Ito as Mira. The anime will have an event at Anime Japan 2025 on March 22nd at 10:50 a.m. Japanese Standard Time at the Hakuhodo DY Music and Pictures booth.
That's a
Seven Seas
lot.
Entertainment. What was that?
That is a lot of words for like the location. Jesus.
Yes.
It's like a light novel title just for the location.
Seven Seas Entertainment is releasing both the light novel series and Rio's manga adaptation in English, and it describes the story as
Ah,
in a world full.
no. We're not going to tell the story stuff. We're going to leave it be. Let them go in blind. Let them go in blind.
Anyway, Crunchyroll announced on Friday that it acquired the North American
Wait,
theatrical
hold on.
rights for the
Hold on.
compilation
Let's actually
film.
talk about the previous thing. Fuck
You sounded
you.
like you just wanted to keep moving.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare I? You're the one who interrupted him and saying, "Stop. We will let them form their own opinions. Move on, Squire."
I never said anything about move on. I just said, hey, let's not give any clues about what the story is. Let's
Well,
let
I'm
them go in blind.
paraphrasing.
That's all. See that? No, you're not paraphrasing. You're putting assumptions down, and they turned out to be false. I wanted to talk about this. Dragon Maid, or not? Fuck! Now you got me all
Damn,
flustered.
can't
I'm
even
going
get the
back
show
to
right?
It's because I haven't watched the show yet. I read the books. But yeah, Dragon Hatchling is one of those ones that I just kind of picked up and was like, oh yeah, this seems kind of cool. And then like I started reading it and I was like, oh shit, this is actually good. Oh. And you don't find out who the person was. We know nothing of previous life. The moment everything starts, they're a dragon. The only thing you know is that they used to be human, and they're like, "What? No, I'm a dragon." But yeah, it's really cool. It's really interesting, and I think if they're just covering the first 2 volumes, I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be okay. Like 1 or 2 volumes, depending on how far they go in the anime. But yeah, the only thing you need to know is, oh my god, someone reincarnated as a tiny little dragon. I wonder how cute this is going to be because I have not seen the manga. I've just been picturing this stuff in my head because I've only heard the light novels. I didn't even know there was a manga coming out.
And now I know it's not the same voice actress, but I really hope the divine voice sounds like fucking Raphael.
Funny. All right, let's move on to the final story.
Crunchyroll announced on Friday that it acquired the North American theatrical rights for the compilation film of the first Kaiju No. 8 anime season under the title Kaiju No. 8 Mission Recon. Sony Pictures Entertainment will present the film in an event-style release in theaters in the United States and Canada on April 13th, 14th, and 16th. Why the fuck are they skipping the 15th?
Because fucking hell.
Fuck the 15th, okay?
The screenings will be available in both Japanese with English subtitles and dubbed in English. The film will open in 32 theaters in Japan for 3 weeks only, starting on March 28th, and will include the new original episode, Hoshina's Day Off. The American band One Republic performs the ending theme song, Invincible, as the ending theme for the Hoshina's Day Off part of the film.
Yeah, they did did the ending theme for Kaiju No. 8 as well. Kaiju No. 8 was interesting in the fact that they had both the opening and the ending were in English. Like completely in English.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that One Republic waited to put out their music video for their song until after the anime finished.
Yeah, after the show finished. That was pretty cool. Alrighty.
And it was a damn good song.
It was. This is one of those shows we want to get on the list for Moon to watch. We definitely do. Especially because this is an easy 12-episode bingeable, like...
You know, why don't we just watch it while we're all down there for a KaiCon, like we did with 86?
Oh, boy.
I would enjoy that too.
Yeah. All right. Plans upon plans. That being said, I think
And
that's
then
all the
we will
news
plan
got.
around their plans.
We will plan around the plans as they are planning around our plans. All right, so that is it for all of our news that we have. We're going to go in and start talking about our anime episodes that we're reviewing. We are reviewing last week's episode of Zenshu, not today's. And we have Blue Box, Apothecary Diaries, and solo leveling. So if you have not seen the most recent episodes for 3 of those 4, then we understand if you want to go and you don't want spoilers. Thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out with us for this brief period of time and listening to some of the silly news with us. But that being said, spoiler tag is coming up. You have been warned. We are now going to talk about all of the shows, starting with Blue Box. Everybody's at summer camp. Well, that's what it feels like. Feels like they're at summer camp, summer vacation, but they're all like working on their own individual sports. It's kind of that arc, and
Yet they all still wound up going to the same place.
oh no, it's because the school that's not surprising. That is not surprising at all if you know like anime in general. That makes sense. Anyhow, so everybody's there. They're doing all their different sports things, and we left off with a potential confession from Taiki. And his friend saved him from having to do it.
Yep.
Ah, man. I don't like these episodes because I'm just like, would you guys hurry the fuck up and just get to the thing already? Like, I know where this is going. Please just get there. I forgot how, like, frustrating this part was. It was like, Taiki, just make a fucking decision, my guy. Like, I relate.
Fair.
I
It's
understand
tough.
and I relate to you,
Yeah.
but like, after a while, like as a reader / viewer, I'm just like, oh, just fucking say somebody's name already, you know? Because this is the part in the story where I'm just like, God damn it! The more you just let this hang, the more obstacles you're gonna have to trying to get what you want. So your inaction is causing problems. That's why it bothers me. But yeah, if you want to cover the rest, go ahead.
There's honestly not a ton to talk about with this episode. It was mostly
Yeah.
just a heavy Taiki introspective thing.
I did like
So-
the old lady and the and her husband. That
Mhm.
was very funny. I forgot about
Yeah, it was
them.
cute.
They were adorable. It's like, why are you going out to the mountain at night? I fucking told you, you crazy old bat. They didn't actually say that. They were polite and everything because they're Japanese, but essentially that's kind of the vibe. It's like,
yeah.
I told you not to do that, and then you hurt yourself. Why don't you listen? I was like, yep, that's an old couple, all right.
That checks out.
Yep. Other than that, I don't remember a lot. I really want to skip past this because I'm tired of Miss Manager trying to meddle when she does not understand what's going on. Also, they are pushing heavy on that one boy on the basketball team and Chi being an item, or at least everybody in or most of the people in the actual show shipping them. Also, I was pretty surprised that pink hair girl's friend was like, I expected y'all to be dating after the culture festival. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what? I don't remember that. I guess there were some moments, but overall, this felt like a low one. This felt like a
Yeah.
low point. Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of just wanting to give this episode more of like maybe a 6 or a 7, honestly, just because
Yeah, I
wasn't a
meant,
ton going on. There's some forward movement that's happening, but overall, it's just.
when we say some forward movement, we mean the snail moved 1 centimeter further.
Yeah.
That's nothing's really changed. Nobody's like in all the areas, whether we're talking about sports, romance, whatever part of the story that was going on, all the facets of the story, nothing moved.
Mhm.
Nothing moved. And that's why I agree. I'm on a 6 with this one. Okay, on to the next one.
Fenris?
He's not caught
Yeah,
up with
dude,
these.
the only one I've watched is the only one I've been able to catch up on is Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Fair enough.
Yeah. I remember him saying before that he didn't get caught up on anything, so I was just like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
that like I do remember him saying that, but also my brain was all like, "That didn't happen" for a quick second. I'm like, "Wait a minute."
It's weird
All
being
right.
the one that didn't catch up on stuff compared to Moon.
All right, on to Apothecary Diaries. Ghost stories.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
This was
a
this
spooky
was
one.
this was like China Chinese palace midnight society kind of stuff.
Mhm.
You know.
Also, I think it's interesting getting the. I know they're technically not triplets, but they may as well fucking be triplets.
I know, right? Even
And then
their
it's like,
names are
yeah,
practically the
we'll
same.
wear different colored hair things so you can identify us better. It's like, oh,
Mau Mau's like, I'm not
Okay.
gonna be able to do that.
it's like, yeah, that's still not happening.
This was a very Mau Mau focused show. Funny enough, Jinshi didn't even show up until like the very, very end, and it wasn't for.
Mhm.
It was to like lead, I guess, into something for next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
And but this was still a very fun episode. A lot of
was.
ghost stories, a decent amount of intrigue, and Mau Mau potentially saved everyone from a restless spirit.
Yeah. The funniest part was them
And
getting
by
back
everyone,
and
it's really
finding
like 11 other girls.
well, yeah, like 11 other girls. The funniest thing was when they got back afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and the head maid was talking about like, oh, so who took over? And they're like, took over? Yeah, some young person
Yeah.
had to take over. And they were like, wait, what?
What do you
It's
mean?
like-
Yeah, the last person who used to do this, she died last year. It kind of sucked, but I'm glad someone's continuing the tradition. Ah!
So potentially somebody needs to call the Ghostbusters. Oh man, that's great. I love that. I love like adding that little supernatural like touch in there. Also, I'm not mistaken, that was Insect Girl that was next to Mau Mau, right?
Yeah, that was Insect Girl.
Okay. There was no real intrigue or anything going on. This was just a fun little scary stories to tell in the dark kind of episode. Yeah.
Yeah, which like made it great.
Which was great. It was fun. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed it. Not as solid as some other episodes, but definitely a good time. I would give this either a 7 or an 8.
I'm probably leaving it on the 8 myself.
Yeah, me too.
It was good storytelling.
Yeah, it was
The visuals were good, and we
It was
even
just a
still
fun
had that little
watch.
bit of a mystery discovery thing when it was like, yeah, so there was poisonous stuff in that forest, right? Yeah, some of it glows, and that's probably what that light they saw was.
they ate the mushrooms.
That's literally it.
Yep. All right. On to solo leveling. All right, out the gate. This is 10. This is 100% a 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although I was so pissed off with how it ended.
Oh no, I knew we
Ah.
weren't gonna get it. I knew we weren't gonna get him showing up just yet. All right. That being said, holy crap! They really fleshed out the action a lot compared to the
A
manhwa.
ton.
Oh yeah, it was so good. I also for a long time I was wondering, are we ever gonna get the whole like subplot with the president of the Hunters Guild in Japan? With like abandoning the Korean hunters and all that, because it did not look like any of that was going on, because there was more of that in the manhwa. They had more of that going on, and in the anime they just kind of like let it happen this episode, and it was like, okay, I see what you're doing there, and it still got the reaction that was needed. It was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Mhm.
Like so many people who watched the reaction when the guy said good, they were like, good. Like that tone shift from the Japanese guys, and then everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm kind of glad that all these Japanese S-rank hunters are getting capped." I'm like, well, yeah. That being said, though, we finally got everybody's powers on display. Who was your favorite out of all of the Korean S-rank hunters that were fighting the fight against the queen and her guards? Who do you think? Who was your favorite, like as far as like ability or action or whatever?
probably the Spike Spiegel looking motherfucker.
Oh, the cowboy.
Yeah. Especially because like he did that whole thing where he shot off a bunch of arrows, and the only thing I could sit there was him being all like, "My arrows will blot out the sun." The ants being all like, "We will fight in the shade."
I guess I went Overwatch with mine, and it was mostly just because of how he was dressed. I was just like, it's high
Fair enough.
noon. Yeah. But no, my favorite was actually Bick, like his full beast form transformation.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Fenris is muted, so
I don't know if he stepped away or not. This is like the one episode he
I
can
don't
comment
know.
on.
Yeah, no, it's like the one episode he could actually talk about, and he's muted. He's not available. All right.
One like equals one cry.
All right. That being said, though, I will say that probably the most badass moments came from Han Cha.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, she got the lion's share of the cool moments. You know, everybody had like their moment to shine. Even Byung-gu Min had some moments to really stand out and shine. But of course, Beru. Oh my God. When our little black ant boy just steps onto the scene, holy shit, the presence, the terror. Also, I love the musical callback. I thought that was so interesting. I was like, oh, so we're getting the reverse of Jinoo killing the humans to now the ant killing the humans. Interesting. Why does this song always show up when there's murder?
Just accentuated, I suppose.
I guess. Any last minute stuff you want to talk about? I can hype this all day, but I figure we probably shouldn't.
I'm really excited for next episode.
I love that this was such a great episode, and Jinoo was barely even in it. He like shows up at the end, and
pops
he's like,
up at the end. He stands up. I'm sitting there like, it's finally time. It's happening. It's happening. End credits. No.
All right. That being said, last but not least, Zenshu. And this is last Sunday's episode of Zenshu. Off rip, I hope Luke kills them all. I really like whatever he does at this point in time.
Yeah.
Just from the ending of that episode, whatever he does, deserved. Whatever harm he puts on that city, deserved. Natsuko, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
So the town has turned on her because the voids are starting to copy things that she has drawn to fight against the voids. And of course, you know, desperation breeds panic and madness and speculation, and then people just jump to their own conclusions. And so a good chunk of the people have just decided that they're either going to worship her because she's bringing the end, or they're going to kill her because she's bringing the end. Those factions start happening. What's really funny is they're all like, don't worry, Luke, we're going to take her down. And Luke's trying to stop them all. And she ends up getting swallowed by a void.
Which is going to be interesting.
Along with Unio, correct? Am I imagining that? Okay, so it was Unio
got
and
sucked in too.
Natsuko. Yeah. So at this point in time, we've got half of the town cheering, and you just get a shot at Luke at the end, and he's ready to snap. And seeing, knowing how the actual movie played out, that was the other thing. She was like, even though I changed things, it's like they shifted back on track. Like the story shifted back on track. This was a crazy episode, dude.
Again, I am more than certain it's because of the other lady. She's still writing it.
I think so too.
It.
I think so too. I am going to give this episode a 9. I was unbelievably invested.
I think I'm right there too.
I am trying. Part of the reason I'm trying to hurry this up is because I want to watch the next episode right now.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
Yeah,
Because I remember everything about that last episode. And I'm like,
no. I need to know. But yeah, guys.
Baby girl, because I need to know.
Oh, God. All right. So anyway, that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us for Anime Church, the church where cosplay is not only welcome but appreciated. I'm Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
And if he were here, he would tell you that he is Fenris Aron, your patron saint of snackos and alcohol. But that's it for us. Thank you for coming by and hanging with us for Anime Church. We'll be back in about 2.5 hours with some solo leveling, manhwa reading over on our Twitch channel. And odds are we'll probably get finished today. And we'll discuss what happens next if we do. But until then, take care. Bye-bye. And yes, amen. Amen indeed. Bye-bye.
Bye.